After bankruptcy, Song Takeaway met a sworn enemy. He deliberately humiliated me, kissed me and gave you 10,000 yuan, and the next second I held his face and kissed him. He blushed and wanted to push him one after another. How can you just press him on the sofa in order to get up? And he was deserted. After that, I left contentedly with millions of checks, leaving only my rival, dressed in a messy and red coat. And from the time I received the news that my family company was bankrupt, to the time I put on the yellow robe and took out Song, it was only a month. After more than 20 years of pampering wealthy and young people, my self-awareness is extremely clear. I don't have any big ideals. I eat honeyworms waiting to die, and I thought my life would be smooth, but now I feel that my nose is red. I tried my best to find a job as a takeaway from Song, which sounded easy, but it wasn't easy at all. But I quickly got a set of my broken workshops, especially when I saw Su Zishi's face that had just woken up after the door opened in front of me. The smile I was trying to keep collapsed instantly, and now it's 2:30 in the afternoon. My pro-matchmaker plus my sworn enemy Su Zishi, the little princess of the Su family, has just woken up. The hateful rich lady doesn't learn and doesn't seek progress. I didn't pick up my brother's takeaway. When she saw me for the first time, she looked like a silky cicada, but soon the corners of her eyes were smiling. This is a coincidence, Xiao Xiao. I laughed if I didn't laugh. It was Ash who didn't see me for 7 days like every other week. Su Zishi turned around and entered the house, came in. I resisted the urge to throw the takeaway on the ground, thoughtfully put the takeaway on her table. Remember to give her a good hair. And then I opened my mouth and wanted to leave. Wait, her voice came from behind. I turned my head and it was not difficult. But when the words came to my mouth, Su Zishi leaned on the sofa huggingly. She reached out and tapped her lips, came to kiss me. 10,000 yuan. I understood what she meant almost instantly, and the fragmentary memories passed through my mind. One year when I went out to play, I accidentally drowned. It was Su Zishi who saved me, gave me artificial respiration, and after waking up, I cried so much that I couldn't stop for a long time. She thought I was disgusting. Her eyes were red with anger, and she said that if she had known, she would kick me and drift away. Go to the Pacific Cloud later. This is often beaten by a common friend, beating the little princess of the Su family who is loved by the world, and was disliked like this. But Chu men and women haven't finished speaking yet. I directly rubbed her waist, held her face and kissed her, and the unfinished words were drowned out by the kiss. The strength is so small that it can be ignored, and the way friends want to get together and the meaning is full. I bite her lip, but it's the truth. I don't know if it's so soft or not. How can I always say that people want to give her a stick? I notice that she is a little out of breath. I leave her lips and smile mockingly. Miss Su can't even breathe. She is breathing, her face is dyed red, and the roots are even red, and she is about to be selected. Lo Chu men and women. The pair of good-looking peach blossom faces keep grabbing her hand at the moment, and she doesn't dare to look at me. Looking at me, why don't you dare to take it out? I gently choked her neck with one hand, clasped her lower chin with the other hand. Do you count with a mouthful of 10,000? And after saying that, her hand was slightly forced. If she dared to say that she didn't count, then try. Su Zishi's face was a little elegant. Do it, then I continue. I bowed my head and kissed again, taking the initiative. Su Zishi was stiff, and after the incident, I left Su Zishi's room with a uniform of millions, and she lied with a pen and a ticket in her hand. The lips are rosy and shiny, and there is absolutely no effect in half an hour, but as soon as I walked out of the elevator, I met Lu Guan, my former good friend, after an accident at my house, sneered and did all the bad things, and I can now deliver food here. Otherwise, I graduated from a famous university. I wouldn't be successful in any job, and the interview was repeatedly bad, and her face changed first, and she didn't have time to laugh at me for being reduced to food delivery, but I was nervous about why I was here. I thought it was funny. This person is so stupid and always shows his weaknesses so obviously. Su Zishi thinks that I will come. I didn't say it. It was she who ordered a takeaway by herself. Lu Guan's expression management is always so unqualified. Just hearing this sentence becomes competitive. Chu Nan, you want to be shameless. You deserve to be with Su Zishi now. Lu Guan noticed my yellow robe, relaxed a little, and began to point at the arrogance again. The stone statue rolled to the origin. You and we are not people of the same world. I blinked. The bull's head didn't go to the horse. It seems that Uncle Lu and Aunt Lu are both humorous people. Otherwise, how could they give birth to you? This joke. Lu Guan Wenyan shook the grass buds tightly. I raised the corners of my mouth and couldn't go back. Friend, I hope you will eat in the future. I can also have no regrets for my parents. I just broke up with Xiaohua. I didn't expect to be caught by Xiaohua talking about her mother. I thought she was going to vent her bad temper on her daughter. I didn't expect her to take me directly to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get a certificate. That night, I also completed a super double, and what shocked me even more was that she was still finished. It turned out that Xiaohua was just her adopted daughter. And now I looked at the woman in front of Xiaohua who was tall and had a small smile on her lips. Good daughter, don't call me good daughter, you're on the sofa right now. That exquisite face and the devil's figure made my inexperienced swallow saliva standing in place, thinking that this is my future mother-in-law. The future mother-in-law can be so good-looking. Wouldn't that daughter be even more beautiful? The beautiful woman smiled sweetly at me. It's Lu Guan, come over and do me, and then sat not far from the beautiful woman. And then the beautiful woman said 3 conditions for companionship that I couldn't refuse. The first condition was 1 million wealth and a villa and a super treasure. The second condition is to have a child within 5 years of marriage. You go get the certificate. Auntie, is it a little too early? I think I still need to get familiar with the relationship first, although I am about to be smashed by the heavenly cake offering. But I still maintain a trace of the certificate. How could such a good thing come to me? Is it to cut my waist? So what, if you think it's good, get a certificate to get married and then continue to cultivate the relationship or something and then continue to cultivate it. My daughter seems to be in the same university as you. I don't know if you have seen it. And then she took out her daughter's photo and handed it to me. I was stunned after I saw it. Isn't this my ex-girlfriend Suzishi? I really didn't expect that my blind date was actually my ex-girlfriend. Suddenly I felt something was wrong and hurriedly glanced at the message sent by my mother. And I had embarrassed words on my face. Sorry, Aunt. Maybe I made a mistake. My blind date is called Suzishi, not Suzishi. And the beautiful woman smiled playfully. That's right, I'm Suzishi. The whole room was suddenly filled with death-like skills. I looked at Suzishi, who was still silent in front of me. Looking at myself, the whole person was not good. I said in a cold sweat. Auntie, don't laugh. I still want to pass by the countryside. Suzishi also smiled. Who scared you? Is it so incredible? I was fierce, and then immediately ejected up, that aunt, or I should go back first. Discuss with my mother about this matter. I am really not prepared. Seeing my reaction, the corners of Suzishi's mouth hooked up with a hint of confusion. This is scary. It seems that you are not a man on the road. Who said I am not a man? I retorted, after all, who would have thought that it would be such a thing? I swallowed my saliva and opened my mouth. The aunt who opened my mouth, my household registration book is not yet. And before I could finish speaking, Suzishi took out 2 household registrations from her bag. One for you and one for me. At this moment, I want to cry without tears. Mom, are you selling me directly? What's wrong, Brother Luguan? Don't you like others? Suzishi blinked her big eyes and looked pitifully. Seeing Suzishi like this, I not only felt short of breath. There is no name in the body. Don't look at Suzishi is 32 years old. But the skin is fair and delicate, the figure is nothing to say. And the temperament is also here. It looks like it is 24 or 5 years old. I often write a few breaths. Forcibly calm yourself down, Auntie. Then can you tell me what the hell is going on? Suzishi smiled slightly. And then when against the matter it turned out that Suzishi's grandfather and my father were determined to get married. The next 2 generations of children of both sides will marry if there is a person of the opposite sex. But my mother, the previous brother, died unexpectedly and did not leave this time, so the heir to this marriage contract came to me, although I understood the experience. But I still have some doubts. But Auntie, with your status, what kind of man you want to find can't find? Why me? I don't believe that the assistant who has always been engaged can trap. Suzishi smiled and looked at it cutely. That's right, it's just because I really like you. I was stunned as soon as these words came out. Suzishi continued to speak. When I first saw you, you were 14 years old. I was 26 years old. When I first saw you, I fell in love with you. Do you know what it feels like to see you for 10,000 years? Later, I did meet a lot of all kinds, but they were not as good as you. 14 years old, I was full of greetings. When I was 14 years old, I was still a little kid. But it is true that I have fallen from a young age to a big. I know you may not believe. Then do you remember that woman under the old tree? Suzishi mentioned me like this and suddenly opened her mouth wide. That day, the big sister, that day was you. My thoughts flowed in my mind when I was a child because my parents were not around. Once when it rained heavily and I couldn't go home, I hid under an old tree. But I met a big sister in a long dress. That was the first time I was excited. But because of the long time, I forgot what the big sister looked like. If you have to be rejected by jokes 99 times, you can get 1 million. And after being rejected by 98 confession jokes, you still happily carry the playground and run 3 laps around the school. Everyone thinks you are stimulated, stupid, and pitiful. They don't know that if you are rejected by a joke again, you can get 1 million. At this moment. You don't hesitate to walk to the girls' dormitory and kneel down on one knee and shout loudly, Lu Ruyan, I will announce you be my girlfriend and the girls upstairs in this matter. They all poked their heads down, and when they saw you, they skillfully retracted their heads, obviously not used to seeing strangeness, and the dormitory aunt also poked her head out at this time. A little helpless Shao you. It's really not necessary. How many times have you done this? The girl doesn't like you. No matter how much you confess, you show a sunny smile. It's okay. Auntie, I believe she will definitely agree to me. At the same time, Lu Ruyan in the dormitory building. Just your name after hearing it. The one on the side smiled darkly. If you want me to say you agree, it's been a few months, from summer to spring. If I had probably taken my turn long ago. A few people were gossiping, persuading her to agree quickly, but Lu Ruyan was still silent, just staring blankly downstairs, kneeling on one knee. In fact, she had already moved. At first she thought that you were the same as everyone else. As long as you refused twice, you would obediently withdraw from your ancestor, but she soon found that you were different from others, no matter what she said. The next day you will still come to confess, no matter whether it is windy or rainy. You will show up on time at 6 o'clock in the afternoon every day. Sometimes she wants to rush down and agree, but she can't say anything because she is reserved, and her girlfriend next to her persuaded her more than once. Reserved will become a half role of human slowness. Lu Ruyan glared at her. The last time, and the other time is the 100th confession. As long as she comes, I will promise her. And at this time everyone downstairs has dispersed, and you have also returned to the dormitory. Different from the previous loss, you smiled and said it was embarrassing and finally completed the task. And the next morning you looked at the net in your mobile phone, rain or shine, and persevered for 99 days, which can be regarded as a reward. Fairies are not two big things, and you are just a mortal. You didn't think you would succeed at all, and now your task has been completed. You quickly gave the money to your mother because your father was planted and he was still waiting for the money for surgery. After doing everything, you are ready to play games and relax. At this time, there are 3 people who surround you as soon as you enter the door. Today a few brothers will accompany you to do the task. I heard that you have a face full of trouble. What task? Confess to Lu Ruyan. Today is the 100th time. Don't worry, this time my brother has prepared a few gifts for you. There is a big building on the table of the sword, and the 100th confession is written. You shook your head, directly picked up the cake and stuffed it into your mouth, confessing to the white of the fart. As soon as the sound fell, the 3 of them were shocked. Damn it, what did you just say? Don't confess. You finally want to see it. If you want me to say that I should have given up a long time ago, why should I fall to death on a tree with so many girls? Go to the brothers, don't get drunk today. You couldn't laugh or cry and pointed at the change. Shang Hao, who cheated tonight, who bought white, and at this time the girls' dormitory downstairs has been blown up. Everyone is looking forward to your appearance, but no matter how you wait, do you think Yu Qingyang will like it? My willow laughs at the flower. You have changed 7 or 8 sets. What he likes is your person, not your clothes. Lu Ruyan's face is flushed. Dang is intentional. Let's do this. When he comes, we will ask him what he likes, and then you will wear silkworms to death. He glanced out the window. Why haven't I heard his voice at 6:30? It can't be something wrong, my Xiaohua lord. What can happen to him at school? We're not together yet. It's so nervous. Lu Ruyan's face was red, and everyone was also envious. Rain or shine, he confessed 99 times, and the song was not envied. Time passed minute by minute, and there were fewer and fewer people downstairs. It's getting late. Everyone has shown intersecting expressions. Yu Qingyang, he won't really come over. Lu Ruyan stood up suddenly. Impossible, such an important thing. How could he be to the few people in the dormitory who suddenly agreed to each other? This is the first time they have seen Lu Ruyan. This look. Lu Ruyan also realized that he was in a situation. He took a deep breath. No, he will definitely come. How could he not come? There must be something wrong. Looking at Lu Ruyan's depressed look. A few girlfriends also came up with an idea. Why don't you make a phone call and ask? Yes, hurry up and ask. At this moment, everyone's hearts in the dormitory are also collapsing. But one after another, they all know the sea and no one answers at all. Lu Ruyan was despondent and did what he was doing. The phone couldn't get through. Yu Qingyang must have something to do. Maybe he was dealing with something. I heard that his father was seriously ill and hospitalized. Maybe he was in the hospital now, and Lu Ruyan's face was a little bold when he heard this. If it was because his father was sick, it should be possible to give him another chance. And at this moment, another roommate exclaimed and opened up. I don't know if the pig's head was smelled. Many people looked so ashamed, but I didn't want to end either. And you felt that Lu Ruyan was about to break through and finally let go of her, and all the students present were stared at in front of them. The classroom in the guest room was instantly silent, and you were like no one, seeing Lu Ruyan in his arms. Is it enough for a man? Lu Ruyan saw so many classmates around him, staring at you, and then reacted. Lu Guan, you are playing a hooligan. After saying that, you covered your mouth and couldn't run out, because just now, you were reborn back to your student days, and just when you were still in your pulse, a sweet girl came from your side to pass your English homework. When you hear the sound, you look up, and it seems to be equal to the owner of the voice, Lu Ruyan. Gao's recognized joke, a beautiful and warm girl like an angel. Just when you look at the girl in front of you, you don't know what to say for a moment. Suddenly, a girl came to my ear. Why have you been staring at me? Is there anything else on my face besides amazing beauty? This kid won't be fooled by the old lady's beauty. This is Lu Ruyan's body. You swept around and found that no one was talking to you, but Lu Ruyan's mouth didn't wait, and the gentle and lovely Lu Ruyan. How could she say such a stinky fart? You frowned as soon as you got it, just staring at Lu Ruyan. Lu Ruyan was stared at on the cheek. I made a slight confusion and shyly touched my cheek. Is there something on my face? Seeing Lu Ruyan's shy beauty, your heart melted, just as you were intoxicated with gentle acquaintance. The voice in my ears sounded again, and I looked at it. First wipe your saliva and put the pig's head. You are quiet in the thin and cold male god. And then look at the old lady slapping you. This time you are 100% sure that it is the voice of the girl in front of you. Could it be that she will still be rich? Even if it is true, she will not say such a thing in front of her. Not to mention that there are so many friends. If these are not these, then there is only one truth, and she can hear Lu Ruyan's heart. This is my superpower. Thinking of this, you are excited in your heart. You can't help but feel that you are reborn for Lu Ruyan. And the eyes that look at Lu Ruyan are more affectionate. And Lu Ruyan sees the girl's affectionate red eyes. Suddenly a little panicked, what are you going to do? You look at the girl in front of you. Choo-choo is pitiful. I can't wait to hold her in my arms and soften her cerebellum. And Lu Ruyan's inner OS stimulates. Oops. Being so nervous by Pig, she won't see that I like her anymore. Then her reaction is that she also likes me. Just say it out loud. Pig pig, say it out, the old lady is yours, hear Lu Ruyan's rich thoughts. You are really cute and you wake up. Lu Ruyan also likes herself. Since you leave the rest to me, you look at the girl in front of you and can't help but want to reach out and touch her girl. Lu Ruyan immediately noticed the action of raising your hand. Is this to hug me? Won't she want to kiss me? Will it be too fast? Should I hide? Don't hide, don't hide, don't look surprised. This is at school. No matter what, it's rare for the pig's head to take the initiative to hide. You heard Lu Ruyan's inner question. You couldn't hold back laughing for a while. Your smile made Lu Ruyan stunned for a while. I'm too handsome. This is still a quiet male god. Obviously the son of this young lady. Lu Ruyan has not returned to the divine love. The temperature of your palm comes to your face. You gently lift Lu Ruyan's head slightly and look at yourself, and see Lu Ruyan cutely. Blinking big eyes, your smile is uncontrollable. This move made Lu Ruyan's heart beat faster. No, no, why is the pig's head so far today? Aren't you afraid of being invited to your parents? But it's really handsome. I don't care. The old lady's first kiss is worth it for you. Come on. Come on, hear Lu Ruyan's heart so longing. You suddenly pulled out the corners of your mouth, and then vengefully pinched his little face. Looking at him ugly, what is the little girl thinking? Hearing your inexplicable words, Lu Ruyan has an immortal king. Looking at him innocently with big eyes, but in fact, his heart is complaining wildly. That's the old lady looked forward to it for a long time, and this was the end, and the man simply kissed it neatly. This sentence suddenly stimulated the male hormones in your body, so you decided to prove it to him, and then you leaned over to Lu Ruyan and kissed him. Your lips overlapped. Lu Ruyan's eyes widened. I didn't expect to really dare to use him when entering the customs. The pig's head really kissed. I kissed him for the first time. I don't know if the pig's head is the first kiss. Many people look at you. So embarrassing, but I don't want to end it. You feel that Lu Ruyan is about to be out of breath and finally let go of him. Is it enough for a man? Lu Ruyan saw so many classmates around her staring, and then reacted and entered the customs. You are playing a hooligan, and after saying that, he covered his mouth and ran out. The girl is not tall. When putting the luggage, I couldn't reach it, and I put my luggage on the foot like a little bit of brilliance. Lu Guani sat opposite and looked anxious. How can this idiot still see out the window? And you look good inside the stone pillar outside. Finally, I couldn't help it and quickly took out my mobile phone and sent me a message. Are you an idiot? What's so good to see outside? The beauty next to you can't put your luggage out of reach. You don't help. I am indifferent. Leaning against the car window and closing my eyes, Lu Guani was going crazy. What a rare opportunity to drag dry. Until the high-speed train arrived in Beijing, and the radio played the prompt sound of the road station. I woke up. This is the girl next to me. After asking my fellow roadmate, Ku said, you go down first. It's a little inconvenient for me to take my luggage. I may have to be alone for a while. You don't need to take it. I waited for fewer people to get off the bus. I felt that I was not in a hurry. Okay. When the girl saw me sitting in the seat, she didn't mean to leave the position, so she nodded and went to get her suitcase. But after all, I wasn't tall enough, and when I put it on, I stuffed it in little by little, and now it's even more difficult to take it down. It's not easy to run, hold the grip of the suitcase. A man with short eyes hit me. Oh, the girl's center of gravity is unstable, and she is about to fall to one side, and the suitcase above is also facing the detective bureau, and I see that something is going to happen. At that moment, he stood up decisively, dragging the girl's back with one hand, and stabilizing the suitcase that was about to fall with the other. Thank you, it's okay. I took off the suitcase that the girl was about to fall, and at the same time took myself down and then got off the train with her. The girl smiled and made a simple introduction. No thanks, I helped put it up. I went back with a shallow smile. The girl looked at the boy's smile, and her heart suddenly rippled, and her appearance was okay. I didn't expect this to die on the face, and the smile looked so good that I have to go to the university to report today, and I don't have time to repay you. While the girl was talking, she took out a small hand-woven hanging sword from her pocket and handed it to me. I made this myself. I hope you don't dislike it. Thank you. I put the little hanging sword in my pocket. I have to go to school to report. Goodbye if you have a fate. The girl smiled and waved to me, and then dragged her suitcase away. I also walked in the direction of Lu Guani, and opened my mouth. Stunned there, what he said. Why are you stunned? Let's go. Lu Guani put away the festoon and went up and down the ground. Didn't you say that you don't help others? I don't want to explain too much. I walked in the direction of the school by myself. The two of them dragged their luggage, took the subway to the school gate, and I continued to walk forward as much as possible, which is done for Lu Guani. Where are you going? Isn't the school gate here? I don't live in the small town. While it's early, I'm going to rent a house, and I can't look back after saying that, in the vast sea of people, as early as 2 days before coming to Beijing. I had already looked at the house on the internet and contacted the middle. And at that moment, a soft cat meow caught me, looking in the direction of the sound, and what came into view was a cardboard box abandoned in the corner. a bloody kitten. I was struggling to lie on the edge of the cardboard box, and the watery eyes seemed to have magical power, attracting me to walk over kitten. Don't you have an owner? I squatted down and gently picked up the thin kitten, and the kitten just scolded a few weakly. I looked around. This is a call from the agent. The room in the room is about to be rented out. It's over, it's been delayed for too long. I'm almost impressed again. But when I met the agent who had a contract, was this rental house still cut off first? Saying that it has been rented out, your agent embarrassedly explained to me it's okay. Is there a room with a similar price to this? It's best to rent it as a whole. You can take a look at this room. It also meets the requirements you said, and it's shared. The price is cheaper than the previous rental house. This is a shared house for 2 people. I frowned slightly. Do you think this is acceptable? I hesitated a little, although I was afraid that it was a shared room. Sometimes Chengdu Dehan or Dala or the like. But closing the door should not have much effect. Such a sound is still acceptable. I want this house. Go to the riverhead first. I left my luggage in the room, and then went outside to find a fast food TV lunch. I deliberately made an extra serving of small yellow croaker, sat down at an empty table where no one was around, gently hugged the kitten from the school bag to my lap, and then fed him a small fish. 2 days later, I went to the supermarket to buy dog food, but I didn't expect the kitten to bite his head directly after hearing this. Don't you want to eat dog food? The kitten nodded obediently, and then held the small yellow croaker with 2 small paws and ate. Looking at this scene, I couldn't help but be stunned for a moment. Why does this cat's eating behavior look so much like a child? I didn't think much about it. I just adopted a particularly smart kitten. Compared to this, I care more about my roommate's affairs. I don't know what kind of person my roommate is. He read my jokes for 4 years and proposed to me in front of tens of thousands of people in the school. But the principal not only didn't blame him, but also asked us to get married on the spot. I didn't expect to be a sweet dog in a room, but I was licked by a joke at this time. I was dumbfounded on the spot. And the male compatriots around me also instantly made a list of customs. Actually, I have liked you for a long time. Can you marry me? As soon as the words fell, the audience was full of taboos. Lu Ruyan's confession was like a shock. It was really tentative. Everyone present was dumbfounded. Lu Ruyan actually confessed to me in public. And not only confessed, but also proposed on the spot. I was stunned in place when I smelled the smoke. My mind was blank. Ding detected the host's mood swings. The demon prisoner's husband played chicken fire. Option 1 agree to Lu Ruyan's proposal. Reward 200 cash. Option 2 reject Lu Ruyan in public. Reward the order of the knife officer. I chose 1. I didn't think about it. I made a decision directly for the 200 cash, let alone marry a joke. Even if I marry a northeastern language, I can think about that Lu joke. When are we going to get the certificate? Lu Ruyan 1 yen first discussed it, and then the red trick was received or just now. See this scene. All the students present were stunned. Half an hour later, I took Lu Ruyan's hand and came out of the Bureau of Famous Certificates, each holding a workbook in their hands. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing the task. 200 has arrived, and I heard the sound of the system. I took out my phone and took a look, and sure enough, I received a transfer message showing that there was progress of 200. I was extremely excited. Not only did I get the script of 200, but I also had a joke wife, which felt really good. Road official, what are you talking about? You won't regret marrying me. How could it be? I looked at Lu Ruyan in front of me. We are all getting it. Should you change your mouth? Call your husband to listen. Hear this. Lu Ruyan's face turned red instantly, but soon she restored me husband. I nodded with satisfaction. It's really strange that Sukuin University Hua Lu Ruyan proposed to me quickly caused a sensation in the school. It is estimated that this is the case, and it also reached the top of the hot search party's previous life. You must know that Lu Ruyan is the entire Sukuin is one of the most beautiful jokes, and she is the object of many boys' dreams. She rejected them, but just such a joke about a beautiful woman who has always been a high supporter of the world. But now she took the initiative to express her love to me, and after receiving the certificate, I took Lu Ruyan back to the dormitory to pack up my things. Seeing me and Lu Ruyan, several roommates were shocked, and then calmed down and said to me, Brother Lu Guan, have you finished getting the certificate? Hearing the words husband and wife, Lu Ruyan was still a little embarrassed. While the roommates had shocked expressions as expected of Brother Lu Guan, others were trying their best to think about how to make jokes, and when it was good, they were actually set up by jokes. It seems that it really confirms that sentence, being handsome means you can do whatever you want. A few of them saw it, their eyes were full of envy and anger, and then they said, in the future, everyone will follow their own things. I don't know if there will be a chance to meet. Why don't we go out for a funeral dinner together and finally make another move? I subconsciously looked at Lu Ruyan's wife. What do you think? Lu Ruyan was stunned for a moment and didn't react for a long time. I actually called her wife in front of my roommates. Although Lu Ruyan was very happy, she was a little shy in front of so many people, and then Lu Ruyan's cheeks turned red and she said in a written way, okay, I happen to be hungry, but will this disturb you? Several roommates shook their heads blindly when they saw the collision. How could they disturb her? It was our honor to be able to eat with jokes. That was our honor. And then I took Lu Ruyan's hand and walked outside the school, and several roommates followed behind to look at their backs. With an envious look on her face, at this moment, Lu Ruyan received a call from her sister Lu Yen. Are you capable of proposing to a boy at the graduation ceremony? Is this what you discussed with your parents? Lu Rushua's tone sounded a little excited. Lu Rian was stunned for a moment. What kind of sister? Don't get excited yet. Wait for me to finish eating with my husband. Lu Rushua's heart was full of confusion. She knows best what kind of personality her sister is, although Lu Rian is usually dumbfounded, but she is still very serious about feelings. But she actually married someone without cheating. It was really impulsive. The more Lu Rushua thought about it, the more angry she became. If my parents knew about this, they would definitely not let her go. And Qing Mei was obviously a bitter enemy who was incompatible with each other, saying that I had not graduated yet. So my parents arranged for me to get both certificates, and Qing Mei transferred me even more disgustedly. 250 yuan as financial money. I remember that I was in Zinkini at night and packed all her fat to auction. But unexpectedly this scene happened to be bumped into by Qing Mei, and at this time, the door of the box was kicked open with a fat sound. Su Zishi's sarcastic sweet voice sounded. I said, why do you keep losing things recently? It's not just that Mr. Xiao has changed his career to a thief. I heard the reputation, but I saw Su Zishi standing at the door, closing her eyes and looking at it with a smile. I cut the stool in my heart. 8 to Q. It seems that the bag has been caught. Su Zishi slowly walked towards my position, and the sound revealed a dangerous atmosphere, enough for the buyers to see the bag being caught on the spot, although they really want to stay. Feel more about Su Zishi's sweet dream. But life is at stake. Everyone ran away with what they bought. And soon in the weak private room, only Su Zishi and holding a pink fat thorn Su Zishi came to me. Tilting my head and not speaking, I swallowed my saliva a little nervously, and then laughed. And coincidentally, you also came out to play on your wedding night. Su Zishi laughed clearly. Unfortunately, I came to catch the thief on purpose. I laughed twice and tried to hide the fat thorn in my hand behind me. But the fat thorn was really suspicious, and I couldn't hide it even if I wanted to. Is my fat thorn funny? I smiled awkwardly and handed the fat thorn to her. This is what I picked up in your cloakroom, and it will be returned to you tomorrow, and you are real, and I don't know how to put this kind of intimate object. What if I am targeted by a pervert and stealed? This time I will help you put it away. I can't do this in the future. Su Zishihan looked at me with a smile. Young Master Xiao, you are so caring. I will make an emergency tomorrow. Send it to Zhao's house. How not to write. My husband is so understanding. How is it enough to send it to Zhao's house, and then use the company's official account to arrange a lottery? How to draw a house to give to netizens. It will definitely be popular on the whole network. Su Zishi said as she pressed in front of me. The theme of the lottery is young Master Xiao Yan stealing other people's fat thorns to auction. Is it a lack of humanity or a moral burial? What do you think of this theme? Su Zishi said. The smile on his face is even more seductive. A pair of peach blossom eyes that are heartbreaking. Exuding a dangerous aura. Hearing her words, I instantly slowed down and put my hands together in a gesture of begging for mercy. Sister Su thought wrong. You have a lot of it. So treat me as a fart. I promise I won't do anything wrong. Su Zishi looked at me and laughed out loud. The last time I secretly played the stereo under my bed and played horror music in the middle of the night when I was caught, you also promised me the same, and the last time you poured water on my bed, took pictures and posted them on Moments, spread rumors that I was caught wetting the bed. You also promised that I won't go back. Su Zishi won't be police. Xiao Yan, you can't trust me here. You say how I should punish you. I was stared at by her, a little guilty, and suddenly thought of something anti-national. Mr. Su speaks to talk about evidence. How can you be sure of this fat thorn? Do you call her? Do she agree? Su Zishi was laughed angrily. She took out her mobile phone, and after a few clicks on the screen with her soft fingers, a video appeared in front of me. In the video, I was standing on the table, the earthy and big Su Zishi's fat thorn. This fat thorn had her temperature, and in the middle of the video, I reached out and was about to take her mobile phone and delete it, and at the same time secretly scolded the crowd for having fat thorns in. Su Zishi had long expected what I wanted to do. She directly put her phone back in her pocket. Can you prove that she is me? Yours, you can do it. I also gritted my teeth and was never willing, almost a little bit, I could sell this fat thorn at a high price. At least it can be sold for 2 million or even more. Now it's all to blame Su Zishi. It's all the blame for the fat thorns in the crowd. Su Zishi doesn't hide my attitude. Shinro fingers lightly pinch my chin. Give you a chance to confess and shout. I gritted my teeth. There is a driver who can't go here. Su Zishi laughed. So backbone. I hope your mouth can be broken in after a while. And when the words fell, Su Zishi took out her mobile phone and broadcast the secretary's phone. I was shocked that I didn't expect Su Zishi, a mother-leaf difference, to be so unspoken of me. I didn't have time to think too much. I directly stretched out my hand and covered her mouth. I asked her to continue to say. Su Zishi's good-looking peach blossom eyes were smiling, holding my hand and opening the tail of my hand. Wasn't it tough? Just now my attitude immediately softened. Wrong, Sister Su. I was wrong. Su Zishi snorted. What's wrong? I sincerely agree that the fault is not hidden enough. You caught me. I will definitely not let you catch it again in the future. When Su Zishi was almost laughed at by my words, she did it on the sofa with a smile. Young Master Zhao's mouth is as hard as iron. I sincerely admire this lottery, young Master Xiao. Don't forget to participate in the preparation. I came to Su Zishi with a smile. Sister Su. Let's just say that there is no need to spend so much money. Su Zishi snorted. I enjoyed my service very much. It's okay. I have a lot of money. A house for everyone to see the good deeds of young Master Xiao. I think it's worth it. I gritted my teeth. I can't wait to tear Su Zishi to pieces, but I don't want to be famous for stealing fat people. Not to mention that I have to rely on her to make money in the future. If those wealthy sons can see it, who will call us to take care of us in the future? It's for a better future and a happy life. It's nothing to serve the second softer. Thinking of this, I put on a flattering smile again. Sister Su, I was just joking. I really knew I was wrong this time. This time it's really different. Saying that, I raised my hand. I swear, I will never do this again. Su Zishi looked at the smiling face, and the mood was very happy. Your promise has never been fulfilled with me, if I believe you this time. In case you continue to attack the pitiful and helpless Fat Four next time, and don't send the link to the small movie as a link to the sworn enemy. I hurriedly urged you to help me get. Do you see the fire on your face when you hit the little face? Do you want me? Click on the link, I can't wait. But in the middle of the night, he knocked on my door with a box of cleaning shields and said how to do it late at night. I was still committed to the 50 income that 0.1 could withdraw, so I had to ask the majority of Qingpeng friends for help. The rest buddy found you something good. Taking advantage of the dead of night, you can enjoy it. As soon as this news came out, I was originally drowsy and sleepy, and I instantly woke up. You must know that my brother has been uncle by Lanchuan since he was a child. There are countless learned people in the world. There are a lot of good things hidden in the mobile phone, and from time to time he dropped some shikong for me to taste. Since he said it was a good thing, it was not good. I quickly blew a rainbow product. Then he threw a link to the old method to open somewhere. I quickly made an okay gesture with such a delicacy. I immediately left it behind me, and then I want to enrich it. My own spiritual world. After copying the link, my mobile app immediately cut from WeChat to my brain, and began to slowly taste the good things at the roadside. Not finished yet. Click in to take a look. The progress is still 0.1 diamonds away. I was so angry that I wanted to break the scolding, but the shaking and pressing endurance were tempting, and I was lazy to lead the way. I couldn't give up halfway. I started to continue to shake the available people again. As if after investigating the arrest, I carefully looked at everyone on the list, and of course my finger slid to a people's review of Jai. I slapped my hand and immediately locked on the target, and it was him. I grew up with my bat. Although his mouth is mean and his emotional wounds are low, he will take care of the death of his aunt for the rest of his life, but he often asks him to help me chop fights or something, and he will still help, so I found him without any burden and clicked on the chat box. The only thing that's the same as usual was that he threw a link in a nutshell. Shinjai, hurry up, help me get it, and then cut back to the spelling he waiting for him to help me succeed in the lottery opportunity. But I didn't wait left and right to wait back. What is going on? This was not very fast before. I looked down and went back to the chat interface first, intending to see what he was doing, so I opened and closed his chat box a little, and saw that the place where his name should have been displayed is now indeed. The other party was typing. I looked fierce, but I still looked at the words on it quietly, waiting for the message that Shinjai was about to send. But I couldn't wait. I waited for a full 10 minutes. What did I say? I typed for a full 10 minutes. It's not an evil little essay, and when I just wanted to be Judge Jai, this person sent a message to the active duty department. Is it me? Just 3 words to the symbol, to nearly 11. No, buddy, you enter this book for a long time, and I can't help but open my pulse and my temper. Nonsense, I sent it to you. Didn't you ask me to help you get it? Let me do it. And I was still typing there for a long time. What is the timing? But I got it, and this person replied with another message that made me inexplicable. Are you sure how to do this? I was angry and laughed, helped me so many times, and asked me how to do it. I suspected that he was deliberately playing with me. No wonder he didn't do it to me today. It turned out to be a way, and after trying to calm down, I recovered, so I clicked on the link and did it. I didn't forget to put my mouthpiece. Hurry up. I can't wait. And then go back to spelling CC to continue checking the progress after about an hour, begging grandpa to grandma. I finally chose to give up. It's too hard, this damn spelling CC. Every time I say that I am the luckiest person, but once 50 degrees did not let me succeed in advance. It was really hateful. It made me angry and angry again, and I was depressed, but the doorbell suddenly remembered that my parents were on a business trip at this time. I was the only one in the house. Who else would knock on the door? And in an instant, my mind came to my mind. Countless empty films I had seen and hit the egg for a long time, so I walked to the door with my legs crossed. Immediately it rang. It's me, Shinjai. After learning that the person who came was her, I immediately breathed a sigh of relief, while lowering the door and opening the enemy's bones. What are you doing in the middle of the night? Just knocked on the door and almost didn't fly down my door. Shinjai's house is upstairs in my house, although it is close, but according to the identity of the sworn enemies who pinched each other when we met, it is not a move to visit in the middle of the night, so there must be a deception, and the eyes fell on the outside of the door. I began to light up. Her cold white complexion in the past was now covered with a thin layer of flying, and she was panting from time to time, as if she had just passed a strenuous exercise, such as running. Her thoughts wandered out, but Shinjai had long legs. A vein entered our door, bringing us closer. Beautiful hair fell on me. There were still a few emotions in my eyes that I couldn't understand. You hadn't told me to come to me, and before the last word was spoken, my hand was suddenly drilled. The girl's hot body temperature came, and then the palm of the hand was stuffed into a rectangular box, something with a group. I looked down and saw the words above, and I read it out without words, and I used it safely and securely. Wonderful experience. Even if you want to be in an emotional moment, the brain boomed with a giant sound. As if there was a thunderclap, It shook my head and made my head tingle. But then the girl's voice sounded again, not to say that I want to help you get it. The necessary tools brought say how to make a joke, accidentally discovered a little secret in my mobile phone, just in the right place I opened a named video, the next second a voice wanted to withdraw the entire squad of police, the same joke had an extra deceptive nickname. Therefore I got married, and the two met either scolding each other or pinching the prize, and at this time I had just finished watching My Family, and I was bored and secretly opened the short video, and I looked at 91 just as I was intoxicated with this fierce leg. When this woman was a woman, suddenly a sweet voice sounded, report teacher Chi, you cheated. I was stunned when I heard this. This woman is not finished with two things. The head teacher beat his brows and said, Chi, you, bring me the mobile phone. I saw that I could avoid this verse, so I had to walk up and hand over my phone, and I was already a little courageous, but when I came down I saw Shinjai using a push, 2 points of aggression and 7 points of arrogant eyes, and I glanced at myself and I suddenly became even more angry. At this moment, Shinjai didn't know who put a colossus alone fart, cooing dong dong, giving people a feeling of pulling a trouser pocket with soup and water. Seeing this, I smiled slightly at the corner of my mouth and reported that the teacher Shinjai fart. Don't you like teacher Dao? Then confess. Who won't make it? Several people in the class with low laughter didn't collapse in an instant. Shinjai's face was even redder to the root of his ears. This kind of thing when everyone has the default original choice. It doesn't matter who let it out when you fart. How can it be sick with you? Shinjai turned around and said angrily to me, and this is the sound of the fart sounded again, dong dong dong. I feel that the horsepower can be with the money when it is bigger, and the students in the class suddenly laughed as if they were right. And even the corners of the head teacher's mouth couldn't help but pull out. The head teacher couldn't help but laugh, but immediately pretended to be serious. Shinjai, how can you come to the office with me? In the office of the mathematics group, the head teacher asked loudly, what the hell is going on with you two? In the face of the head teacher's interrogation, the two lowered their heads and did not speak, and the head teacher slapped the table angrily. Speaking, reporting, the teacher is not the same as watching the pornographic video. Shinjai said loudly, watching the lively female teacher next door almost took a sip of tea nozzle. Shinjai said a sentence to the head teacher, CPU is less what kind of thing. After watching the pornographic video, she looked at Shinjai and then at me in a hurry. Seeing the words, I explained to the alliance brother Wang, don't listen to her talk about it. I was watching teacher Tsong's art movie, but the scale was a little bigger. It's not Inghui pornography, this is still one of the top 10 classics over there. But before I finished speaking I was full of Shinjai. I deserve that you are obviously watching that kind of disgusting thing, although she also wants to say that it is not the same as watching her own phantom video. But in front of the class teacher I really couldn't say it. Just when she wanted to say something, the head teacher beat her brows and asked, Jai, even if it is not about looking at that kind of thing, why are you so angry even though you look at that kind of thing? It's really wrong, but Shinjai is too annoyed because of this. Is it just because of the righteous report? These two people must have something else. Shinjai has no way to know, and when he sees her he will tell the truth. I was watching a movie there last week. She had to come over and watch it together. But you can't help her, so I can't let her watch it together. It's quite similar, but as soon as the picture turned, it happened to be broken. I originally intended to praise her for being good-looking, but she didn't have to say that I had emotions, not to say that I was domineering. Shinjai's eyes widened instantly. Obviously this person looked at that kind of disgusting thing. Now it's become, why are you so Feng Tian? Many things are preconceived. What I said is so reasonable and well-founded. As long as Shinjai can't come up with evidence, the head teacher will definitely not believe it. Thinking of this, I said to her seriously, of course my words at that time may really be not good. If you feel uncomfortable, I apologize to you now. You obviously, if it weren't for the head teacher here, Shinjai would have wanted to give this person a good color suit. Moving right and wrong, reversing black and white, this seems to be what I am talking about in this unreasonable way. And then the head teacher enlightened Shinjai, and then beat me a few words without pain, and after leaving the office, Shinjai stopped me angrily. Why are you so good at pretending to be a good person? I reluctantly damaged my sword. What does it mean to pretend to be a good person? I was originally a good person. Good people watch pornographic videos. He thinks that I am secretly in bed at night watching my own face-changing videos and maybe doing some dirty squeezing. The whole person is not profitable. I defended to the point that now the web page is messy and there are all kinds of advertisements, and if you accidentally click in, you passively accept some false information. Do you think I am willing? Shinjai sneered when she heard this. So you take advantage of the trend to download, and download it is small. It is all the browser automatically slows down the download. Is it still from the name? What does it have to do with me? He was directly discouraged. Why don't you write a novel if you can make it so good? It will definitely be a big hit. I shook my head helplessly. You still say me? Are you polite to flip through people's mobile phones casually? Listen to Shinjai's whisper. I didn't mean to. I accidentally saw it in front and behind, the front and back. You see, isn't it a coincidence? You can co-author it. I don't know what you said. It's also a bad face. You say that you are a girl. Usually look less at those messy things. It's not good for your body. Her face turned cold in an instant. What did you say? I said, no wonder Yiting and the others call you liars. I understand so much that I will recommend two to me when I say that. I raised my eyebrows with a smile, and Shinjai exploded when I saw this. You can say another word, but unfortunately I am the kind of person who eats soft and not hard. Seeing her expression, I couldn't help but stab her emotionally. But as soon as the words fell, I was subdued by Shinjai's dynamics disappeared. You move me again. I warn you. I just accidentally bumped into a joke and stole the exam paper. Unexpectedly, it accidentally triggered the villain system. Just choose one, shout loudly, attract everyone to be officials. Get the joke, fat man. Choose two, classmate. You don't want to steal the exam materials yourself. The matter is known. Get 10 points of distributable free attributes. What are you kidding about? Shinjai's fat man. I'm afraid only perverted lolicons will be flexible. In case you get something that you don't wear, wouldn't it be a blood loss? I'll choose two. Saying that, I slowly walked into the data room and looked at the joke. Shinjai, yes, see what I found. Could this be the incident of tomorrow's joint entrance examination? I said as I quietly turned on the camera function of my mobile phone and heard a sound. Shinjai suddenly panicked and tried to block the incident with her body. But she was arrogant and crazy, and the incident piled up higher than her. Is it actually superficial? What did my words make her panic? And she and her brother, you just don't see it. Okay, or I will give you a few kind words in front of my sister. Okay, I have such a good relationship with her, I can say your kind words in front of her. Who doesn't know that the son of the richest man in Beicheng is the suitor of Yunyenin, the school flower? And when I heard her mention Yunyenin, my smile gradually faded, and if I refused, Shunjai's slap-sized little face. After a while, the little lowly's face turned pale. Humph, what if you found out? How can you prove that I am here to steal the test paper? The big deal is that the thief who came to call the table you think the school leader. Do you believe that I, the best in the school, still believe in you? A crane tail said that she showed two small fires. Hearing this, I couldn't help but laugh. Sure enough, this kid or something, I should call the Tainan teacher. I walked up to her step by step, took out my mobile phone and looked down at her condescendingly. And the voice came out of the phone, even if you found out, what can you do? How can you prove that I came in to steal the test paper? Shinjai is stupid. If this video is released, then it's really over. You give me your phone. Give it to me quickly, please. She was so anxious that she jumped in front of me, and her height of 1.6 meters in front of my 1.8 meters head, right 5 extra marks. In the end, I could only be anxious. Even tears came out. The red and swollen eyes looked moderate, but I didn't eat her bite. After all, this was a top-notch lawyer. After the little girl cried for a while. Seeing myself crying, I kept using my expression and gradually became serious. What do you want to do? When I heard this, I showed a wicked smile. What do I want to do? It must be Shinjai's retreating face under my smile. I tell you, don't mess around. I will tell sister you, when the time comes, you will completely stop thinking about not chasing her. I looked indifferent, shook to the yellow phone, and then leaned down into her face, showing a long smile. Shinjai, you don't want others to know about you stealing the exam papers. The rest is not Yunyenin's field dog. When she was in middle school, how did you move Yunyenin out? And she didn't stop using it. She bit the bow. Try to change your strategy. What do you want? I know you want to chase Sister Yunyenin. I can give you some power. I know a lot. Sister Yunyenin's little secret. I sneered and bit my head. No. I'm more interested in you now. After saying that, I pushed her into a corner step by step. Looking down at a prey, Shunjai's heart was frozen. And it was over, and 8BQ rushed at herself. Calm down. What the hell do you want to do? I laughed. And then today I will be a master. What do you think? My words made Shinjai's face instantly explode, and she kept biting her head, and I smiled slightly. Deliberately lengthened the rain tone. Then don't blame me, don't know me. I promise you. After saying that, Shinjai's beautiful big eyes flashed with tears, and she nodded her toes and tried to get closer to you. But her height was really not enough. The gap can only barely touch my chest. Can you lower your head and bring your face closer? Her voice is as thin as Wenna. Her cheeks are so red that she can almost drip with blood. I laughed and lowered my head in agreement, bringing her face in front of her. Her breathing was slightly rapid. The warm breath floated on my cheeks. With a hint of fragrance, she nodded her toes, as if she had replenished her courage, and kissed her clearly. However, the moment her lips touched me, I stretched out the soft object at the same time, reached out to her waist, pulled her into my arms, and hugged her tightly. 2 minutes later, okay, she said vaguely. Her voice was almost inaudible and it looked like it was going to burn. So give me your phone and hurt the contents of it. Okay. You see, I'm all hurt. I deleted all the videos in front of her. Shinjai was strong and finally let out a sigh of relief, and the tension on her face also dissipated a lot. A bastard, you don't want to chase it in your life. Sister Yunyenin, she said a few words viciously, and then left in embarrassment, looking at her departing back. I laughed out loud. The little girl is the little girl. The mind is so easy to fill in after recovering the video. I licked my lips and feet, my eyes gradually perverted. You keep it a secret. I eat for a year, and at night, due to too much force, I covered her big bed. As a nurse, I was overcome, and I started the message, can you come back and install a bed for me? I also thought about sending it to my ex-girlfriend by mistake, because she appeared in front of me wearing her clothes and took off her clothes, and you also came to me for this kind of thing. I decided not to tell her the truth, but her eyes always looked like me. But I explained to my ex-girlfriend how strange her bed was. I was afraid that she would be hot, so I turned on the air conditioner and installed a double bed. There was really a post-boiling scene. Li Xia and I were sweating profusely with tears. I inadvertently swept through Li Xia, and I were sweating profusely from tears. I inadvertently swept through her panting and booing appearance. Wet pajamas were attached to her body, bumpy and uneven figure. I broke up with her because she was too bored, very busy at work, and still had no emotions, and she had an old-fashioned posture that would last forever. At that time, Li Xia was sitting on the bed with her head up, looking like a queen, and she was silent for a while. She looked back at me. Are you serious? I scratched my head in embarrassment. Spit out 3 words, seriously. So after 2 years of living together, we finally broke up. She was a very honorable person even to break up. But the next day I heard that she had a chest piece and didn't go to work. This was her white knee. Suddenly he hugged my neck and spread me on the bed. My thoughts were instantly interrupted. Her face was red, but she still pretended to be calm. Why are you lonely? So you think of me. I said I sent the wrong person. Do you believe it? I was embarrassed and tried to explain to her. And Li Xia seemed to be a burden, so I asked her to come at night. If it weren't for her sudden appearance, I really didn't think about it, but if I thought about it, I just thought. Li Xia hugged my neck, sat sideways on my lap, and pressed against me softly. I have to say that although Li Xia is usually very cold, she prayed steadily, so much so that when I first met her, I thought she was a good person. It wasn't until we lived together that I found out that this was her first time in love. This was the mobile phone next to me. It rang out at the wrong time, and a message popped up on the screen. Brother, has the new bed been changed? I'll go and take a look. It won't be so reckless tonight. I rubbed Li Xia with one hand and waved a message with the other. Beautiful, don't come. Who is she? How did you step on your bed? Li Xia's cold voice came, and her brows furrowed obviously. I was embarrassed to think about it. It was just a sister. She was more busy. So she made me like this. Li Xia shook off my hand and walked into the bathroom. The bathroom was deeply watered. I knew this was something she was angry about. Is she gonna leave? I don't understand her thoughts. It took a long time for her to walk out wrapped in a bath towel. At this time, Shin Yochu's phone suddenly came in. I answered casually. Okay, you come tonight. Li Xia's face was covered with haze, obviously in a bad mood. I knew she didn't like to meet strangers, and I was afraid that she wouldn't be able to control herself. So I coughed and coughed. Or I made up a reason for her not to come tonight. This should be enough to consider her feelings. The airdryer made a nail sound. Li Xia's face was pale, and hurriedly put on her pajamas. Shinfeng, I didn't expect you to be such a person. I was confused. I don't know where I offended you again. But as soon as she opened the door, she silently pointed at her feet. Shin Yuchu, who was about to knock on the door, obviously cold. I understand. Why are you here? Xiao Chu. Li Xia cursed her eyebrows. I looked at the two of them in a daze. Could it be that these two people knew each other? Didn't I just in turn understand that it was my internship mentor? I suddenly realized that Li Xia is a medical professor and Shin Yuchu is a medical student. But I didn't expect that Li Xia was actually my sister's mentor. Li Xia looked back. I can see Shin Yuchu again. So you live here? Yes, the hospital here is very close and commuting is also very convenient. But I swept the floor out. Li Xia was still silent. She came to help put the bed. Shin Yuchu stayed in place. Brother, the youngest associate professor in the hospital, you called him over to make the bed. How can a girl be asked to help make the bed? Li Xia may have felt very faceless and quickly ran away. The girl's highlight shoes were still neatly placed at the door. I wanted to contact Li Xia, but she actually blocked me. Shin Yuchu put down her cat companion, and after a while Nini came out. I didn't expect it yesterday. I told her. Her highlight shoes were still neatly placed at the door. I wanted to contact Li Xia, but she actually blocked me. Shin Yuchu put down her cat companion after a while. Nini came out yesterday. Nini carved a bug on her head. Shin Yuchu and I scratched the bed all night and collapsed the bed. Shin Yuchu was very embarrassed, but I calmly said that it would be good to buckle it from the duck essence, and I couldn't sleep at night, and I knew that Li Xia had blocked me. As soon as the news came out, my mother forced me to get married during the winter vacation, and I was forced to send a circle of friends to ask for marriage. And as a result, my 4 ex-girlfriends were blown out. The doctor's ex-girlfriend will go home in seconds and will come to you when I finish this operation. Lawyer's ex-girlfriend commented. When I stop, I will come later. My ex-girlfriend sent me a voice address and it will arrive soon. The most outrageous thing for me is that my ex-girlfriend Su Zishi directly asked me to open the door, and I was about to kill this circle of friends while I was going to kill this circle of friends. I was about to send a message to my mother in the statistics room. Su Zishi sent a message directly to open the door. The 2 words Yen Jian should be very much in line with her personality. I will never get rid of the mud bag of water. But what kind of door did she ask me to open? I gave her a greeting back. Su Zishi quickly replied, I was at your door. She was at my door. I slammed to the door and looked through the cat's eyes. Su Zishi was cold and noble. Standing at the door of my house, I leaned against the door again. I really didn't know whether to open the door. Su Zishi knocked on the door. I had no choice but to open it. After the door opened, I looked at Su Zishi, speechless for a while, and did not invite me to come in and sit down. Pretending to be Su Zishi and asking me, I had to turn sideways and let her in. There are only white rats at home. You make do with a sip. I was a little embarrassed and poured a glass of water for Su Zishi. Although she is my ex-girlfriend, we only spent 1 night together. That day I went to the bar and got drunk. She was still a stranger upstairs. She forcibly kissed her. Forced her to be my girlfriend. She didn't refuse. The next day I sobered up, apologized to her and broke up. She didn't refuse. We haven't been in touch since that day. She suddenly came to me today to do what she wanted to do. I sat next to her a little reservedly, thinking about how to speak. Su Zishi suddenly asked me, It's inconvenient to get a square at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Su Zishi looked at me. The voice is cold and there is no fluctuation, as if when the slingshot is you're sure I'm a little excited. I have to say that Suzishi is really dark, and her figure is also very good. Just focus on her figure and appearance, I can do it. It's just that she came to me to get married, and the two of us looked at it at the wrong door, and I was sure that Suzishi's voice would simply be used. I'll come to prison at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I looked at Suzishi's calm and depressed face, and when I was at a loss, someone knocked on the door again. I was a little desperate and fled to the place where I went to open the door. This time I didn't even look at who opened the door. I saw Suzishi after their eyes met in the air. Shinjai looked into my gaze. With the question, I didn't know what to think, and my mind twitched, and I actually said to her, "Why don't you come in and do it?" 2 minutes later, "There is only plain water at home. You make do with drinking a little." I am even more embarrassed. When the glass of water arrived at Shinjai picked up the water glass. I saw Suzishi. Her eyes were still gone. I saw Suzishi. Her eyes were not yet visible. I saw Suzishi. Her eyes were still gone. I saw Suzishi. Her eyes were still gone. I saw Suzishi watching Suzishi, but said to me, "You let her in to look at her health code and nucleic acid test report." I was thinking about how to let these two people go home. The door was knocked again. I was startled, and the sword stood up reflexively. "Who is this?" I went to the door a little broken. I glanced at the cat's eyes. "Yunyenin, my third ex-girlfriend. I want to cry without tears. Did you stab my ex-girlfriend's nest today?" I didn't dare to open the door. I was thinking about ignoring her and pretending that no one was there. But Suzishi spoke. She looked at me faintly. When I opened the door and said these two words, Suzishi still had a joke on his face, but no matter how he listened to it, there was a gritted teeth and a sincere spiritual word. That is, the neighbors. I casually thought of my excuse, and when I was about to fool them, Shinja spoke. "Open the door. I'll look at your neighbor's health code." "No way. I can only open the door. As soon as the door opens, I'll wait for Yunyenin. I'm free. When are we going to get the certificate?" The next second, the smile on her face looked at the two women in the living room who were drinking water. Dressed up as Yunyenin like me, sharp eyes fell on my face through glasses. Jingtian fell on my face. I was a little frightened, thinking of her tongue in the courtroom. I almost squatted down with my head in my hands, and a minute later Yunyenin sat on the sofa at my house. Looking at the two water cups on the coffee table, the voice asked me coldly, "Why don't I have water?" "I'll pour it for you right away." I rushed to the kitchen, and when I poured the water I fumbled and thought about how to send these three Buddhas away. "What day is it today?" I called for hot water. "I haven't been in touch for a long time. My ex-girlfriend I haven't contacted for a long time." And all the young circles exploded. I fumbled in the kitchen for 5 or 6 minutes, and finally came up with an excuse. When I was about to come out, the door was knocked again. I trembled as I shook my hands, who spilled most of it, and all three women in the living room opened the small door to take a deep breath. "Come on, let the storm come more violently." Small. As soon as we opened, the wind turned and cried. Li Xia gave me a big ambition and was so happy that the baby got married. The content of my money. For a moment, I felt like I was dead. I don't have to look back. I can feel it behind me. I'm about to be shot by the gaze. When the cat's tail is called, the flower suddenly called me on a video call. "Please, don't touch it. I really want to have sex with your cat's tail." I don't understand where to ask her. She is full of mockery, self-defeating. Fortunately, the camera is taken down. Is this something I can watch for free 3 days before the start of college? My attachment to my cat has reached its peak. My little black cat Lele is in touch with me. The cat's sound is crooked and rubbing at my feet. My hand is along the Lele belt, along the raised spine to our door. Even if I think it's silky, Lele likes to be touched by his butt and his tail the most, immersed in my old love's technique, smiling and urging me to keep going. This little look is so painful. I picked up my phone and posted it on the Lou Cat Style channel moment. Not long after, the cat believers in the circle of friends went online one after another, blowing rainbow hoofs to Lele in the comment area. "Too cute, little baby. What color sack does the little cat like? The truth about your tractor. A piece of Western cat and deer talking." A discordant comment popped up. "Can you not touch it?" I cracked my mouth and messed up. This person has no one to carry. When did I add her? I clicked into her netizen interview space and saw a photo of this person, Xiaohua Shinjai. At the age of 18, she led the national team to win the East Olympic Women's Ball Championship and was sent to Tsinghua University. At that time, before it entered the blood, it was evaluated by netizens in advance as Qingdaxiahua. When did I add this friend? I was thinking about it. With a cat's tail in my hand, circling around, this is the phone suddenly ringing, and a video call came in. I clicked on it and looked at Shinjai's high-definition girl face, instantly filled with my mobile phone farts. This girl is really not ordinary-looking. Facial features are exquisite and beautiful under the red light, and there is a bit of a fifth sister in her beautiful eyes, but she reveals a cold atmosphere. It's unforgettable at a glance. No wonder the school next door, although my heart is beautiful and has become a screaming machine. But I have a steady droop on my face, holding up an indifferent and cold shelf and frowning slightly. "What's wrong with you? Stop crawling. You put your hand down first." Shinjai's voice, a little unnatural, gauze teeth like extreme pain. I noticed that there was no red light at all, simply because of her blushing. What is she doing? Her face can be so red. The scenery is crystal clear. But what does this have to do with me crawling a cat? I don't understand what you mean. Shinjai gritted his teeth, and his voice came out from between his teeth. "I seem to sympathize with your cat's tail. Do you understand? What is this? I still don't understand." Ask her where Shinjai is a little self-defeating. Fortunately the camera is down, and it moves up again in just an instant. I have to quickly let go of Lele's tail. It's terrible. This is what I can see for free, secretly dancing to help me. A good brother who is pure and eager to move. I try to stay indifferent and cold. Classmate Shin, your behavior, I can sue you for sexual harassment. I have just entered the flat. In fact, I have no way. But she sympathizes with my cat's tail there. It sounds too ridiculous. As a socialist successor, I am not so easily confused. But Shinjai's appearance is not like a costume. He has no reason to make up such a lie to deceive me. Shinjai apologized to me. He explained that he had just seen the cat petting video I posted, and the time and techniques were inexplicably related to him, so he came up with such an inference. There was a sound from the phone immediately. Damn it, it's like that, I don't believe it, so I gently rubbed it up and down with my hand. Listening to Shinjai's gasp, the pen swelled. Shinjai also realized. What am I doing with the camera behind my back? His voice is hoarse, and you tap the rest? Shinjai stared at my face, and his words didn't fall, as if he had endured to the limit, and the video was suddenly hung up in the next second. Shinjai sent a text asking for my home address, asking me if it was inconvenient for Lele to see him. I immediately became alert, and at this moment countless words flashed in my mind. It was the mouth of a liar. Maybe the liar secretly added my contact information, and then lurked in my circle of friends, knowing that I was a light student. So I deliberately used affection to make a joke about Shinjai's face and made up such an outrageous reason, just to set my home address. The next step was to cut her waist and turn into the bladder of the female boss of a high-rise building. I originally wanted to force her to get up at 4 a.m. to go to the toilet, but soon I regretted it because as she walked into the toilet, I was still stupid and drooled when I saw me. Fell into deep silence and couldn't fall asleep for a long time. In fact, it was mainly because Shinjai didn't sleep. As an organ in her body, she decided my sleep rest time. Even if I was sleepy, I couldn't sleep if she didn't sleep. For a while, I couldn't tell if I was retaliating against her, and every time I woke up from my mobile phone, yes, I was going to go to work again when I returned to my body. I felt like I was floating all the time, but at this time, my mother was still calling with turkeys, so I rushed back to the villagers and said that my cousin Lu Guan had introduced me to the turtle, and I walked out of the riding road with my eyes blank. She said kindly, even if she introduced me to Lu Ruyan, I wouldn't go to the villagers, let alone Lu Guan, who was uneasy and kind, and wanted to send me out as a favor. At this moment, Shinjai suddenly walked up to me, said expressionlessly, and didn't go home, so I clicked on the Bluetooth headphones in my ears and called again. I went back immediately. She raised her foot and left, but my mother was excited over there. How can a girl develop? The rest of you can find a partner in a big city. I had a flash of inspiration. I started running the train with my mouth full, and you accidentally found out. She is the target of my bullet here, so I won't go home this time, and my mother exposed me mercilessly. I was so angry that I gritted my teeth, but in order to avoid a blind date, I ran to Shinjai's side instead of being intimate and said hello to my mother, and at the same time I put my hands together. The eyes are begging, try to help me with lip gestures. Shinjai looked at me Chuanmo, long eyelashes fell into the membrane. The sound of the bottle just when I thought she was going to turn her head ruthlessly and leave. Shinjai suddenly raised her head and leaned into my ear. The voice is polite and light. Auntie. It's obvious that she is still a distance away from my headphones and a skirt, blowing the back of my neck unquickly, and my skin is subconsciously tense. My mother was extremely happy. Shinjai, who hadn't stood up straight yet, heard my mother's words clearly through the 9 pieces of 9 torn paper Bluetooth headphones. She was obviously stunned for a moment, and then slightly withdrew her distance towards my intestines. As if asking what was going on, I smiled awkwardly and said with my heart that the family was in a state of confusion, and she immediately understood, but instead of removing my card, she cooperated and approached my ear again to answer me. When I heard someone admit it, my mother believed me and said that I would take someone home to see, and I said it with a hint of confusion, and by the way, I reasonably and confidently rejected the villagers who gave me the introduction. After quickly hanging up the phone, I looked at Shinjai who was standing quietly in front of me with embarrassment. Thank you for helping me untie my tail. Shinzu, it's okay, she said and turned away mercilessly, so she was in my sight. But I remember that she didn't follow the rules before, and when I got home I immediately started going home, and as a result I fell asleep and became Shinjai's bladder, and I was helplessly forced to argue about this. Shinjai stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning. Shinjai, why aren't you sleeping yet? You are going to kill my friend. I roared silently. I was reading a novel. Shinjai's eyes were full, and she got up obediently to go to bed, which made me even a little suspicious. Can she hear herself speaking? But this kind of thing is impossible. After all, normal people who encounter this kind of thing should be ordered to make a sharp scream. How can they be as calm as her? That's all. In the next few days, I relied on Shinjai to hear it, and I published my own picture report in my heart even more wantonly. But it was really strong. I just said I was tired tonight, and when I said I was hungry here, she ordered a small cake tomorrow. When it was an afternoon dessert in the office, if I hadn't said countless times that she hadn't looked for me, I would have really thought that she could hear me, and just like that, Shinjai and I had this strange parasitic relationship a week later. I accompanied another female colleague to France to attend a wine tasting party. To be honest, I didn't know much about French. I don't know why she brought it, but I am still very grateful to her for giving me this memory of this meeting. At the tasting meeting, I quietly became a small follower, following Shinjai, listening to her calmly chatting with the business bosses, and I spoke fluent French in a polite and slightly raised manner to the red wine in my hand. The voice of the you people, with her blood-white long white, elegant and precious, but you has a bit of a European aristocratic feeling, joking again if my high school wedding this voice can make me lose myself for a long time another female colleague. She is also a blood-white who masters the language system, but her voice is different from Shinjai, her is more light and bright, my family is between the two of them, it is simply an audiovisual feast, and they are all very beautiful, and there is a kind of strong unity pulling her. After a tasting meeting, I didn't faint after drinking, the two of them were dizzy when they talked, and I sat in the back with Shinjai. But suddenly she reached out and grabbed my wrist.